Good afternoon and welcome to Perspective on True Vision Television. And my name is Gabriel Atumei. Perspectives on True Vision Television is a program where we x-ray the views and opinion of prominent Nigerians and stakeholders who will talk to us on the state of the nation and the polity. We'll be speaking to Senator Dr. MATHEW TAWO MBU, who is the son of a prominent figure of the First Republic who has been instrumental in the political history and trajectory of the country. And nice to have you on the show.
Same here. Nice to have you. Nice night. Nice to call on me.
So we know our country is in the threshold currently, with the 2023 general election, which is just in a few weeks' time, be coming around the corner. We have been experiencing a number of crises, you understand, at this point in time, which is uncalled for. So many will say we see the fraud crisis, we see the currency swap and the crisis, the ensuing crisis, and we see INEC is saying, despite they don't see this getting in the way of smooth conduct of this election, but they still see them as red flags. What is your perspective?
Everything is left for us to do the right thing. The responsibility is on us. It's left for us to make sure we get things right. We cannot continue to blame people. We have to stand firm and do what is right. I think the problem with us Nigerians is the failure to take responsibility for our actions. We will know the right thing to do, but we fail to do the right thing. And we end up blaming everyone else. We are going through a transition now, and the time has come for us to take the right decision.
There's been so much talk of conspiracy here and there. Do you think that we have the leverage, the free will to take decisions in our hands if there's so much talk of conspiracy here and there? That means we're just part of someone or a group or a faction being orchestrating, being behind the scene, trying to orchestrate to lead to a predetermined outcome.
Evil only survives when righteousness fails to fight it. We should expect conspiracy. Darkness doesn't like light, but light will always prevail over darkness. It's our responsibility to fight and make sure the right thing is done.
If we look at the situation right now, which looms in the country, where we see incendiary rhetorics from here and there, you understand, from the camp of the ruling party, of the opposition, the PDP, and even the Labour Party, with this growing obedient movement. And they've been called by various stakeholders, for toning down this rhetoric. What is your perspective? Do you think both these sides are aiding this cause? Do you think it's safe for the country?
Well, in politics, people must talk. People will say their mind, rightly or wrongly. Because all sides are trying to gain advantage over the other. But it's left for us to filter substance of our shaft. But to tell people not to talk at all, I don't think it's right. People should talk. There are people who make noise, who talk nothing. But at the end of the day, it's their right to talk. You can't stop them. But that is not for us not to remain focused. Right now, Nigeria has been through a lot of crises. And the time has come. I think God loves Nigeria for us to make the right choice, for us to make the right decision. God is giving us a chance, and it's left for us to take it and do what is right.
Yeah, okay. So in that regard, you've been uh somebody called you unifier of the APC in Cross River State. So you've been instrumental to the stability and success of the APC, which we know is nascent in Cross River State, the state that has been for so long dominated by the Democratic Party. And just a few days ago, we heard of your abrupt migration to the new Obidati movement, the Labour Party. Why the sudden change?
To be honest, it wasn't so sudden. It's something I've been contemplating for a long time. Before I take a decision, I make sure I think about it over and over again. And I believe Obidati right now in this country is a blessing to the country. Obi and Dati combination will give this country new hope. Obi and Dati combination will bring peace, unity, stability, and progress to this country. They will also give the youth a new light. They give youth a future. The youth are the future of every nation. The future of every nation rests on the shoulders of the youth. If you don't have a healthy youth, you can never have a healthy nation. Today, the youth are nowhere. You see a 40-year-old man, 50-year-old man, 60-year-old man in this country today being called a youth. It's a shame, huge shame to the nation. During my father's time, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was the oldest. He was the president of this country at 44. Today, in this country, they see a man of 44, they call him a youth. Tafawa Balewa was 37. Enahoro was 20-something. My father was 23. And they performed extremely well. They were united. They were nationalists. They were driven by the spirit of oneness. Nigeria was a united country. I believe Obi and Dadi will bring that back.
Can restore our lost glory.
They will. I see Obi as the key that will bring Nigeria together, the key that holds Nigeria together, a united nation. And that is going to be, Obi is the padlock that holds the country together. And when Dati takes over from Obi, that will be the key that will hold this country to prosperity, growth, and progress. God is giving us another chance. Let us embrace it. Let us take it. All of us. We are not saying Tinubu is not capable. He is. We are not saying Atiku is not capable. They all are. But it's not their time. What Obi and Dati can bring to the table, both Atiku and Tinubu cannot. And this is a fact. So if you ask me, I'm not just 100 would be 30 and 200 would be 30. I believe in them. I believe in them. In fact, the youth, this is the time of the youth from across the breadth of this country, north, south, east and west, to come together and make this possible. because they are the ones that will give the future.
Thank you, sir. So talking about the nationalist, if you look at the trajectory, the historical trajectory of Nigeria's development, uh, we know that so many people say it is quite unfortunate that Nigeria is heading in the wrong direction. How do you see the future of our country, this beautiful and great country?
Nigeria is a great country. It's a country that is blessed by God Himself. Nigeria has everything. Nigeria bless this God bless this country with brilliant people. Bless this country with the soil. Nigerian soil is one of the most fertile on earth. And Nigerians are some of the brilliant people on earth. What is lacking is for us to be able to come together and think beyond ourselves. We are being driven mostly by our selfish interest instead of the national collective interest of all of us. And if we can look beyond ourselves and start thinking about our collective interest, the interest of the country as a nation, I think the country will not only be great, but we as citizens of this country will equally be great.
Thank you, sir. Uh, so we know your state, Cross River State, has been for so long a PDP state before uh, it became an APC state, which I know you were central and instrumental to that great transformation. So, do you think with your current move to the new Labour Party, to the Labour Party, do you think you and your compatriots in this new movement, in this transition, do you think you can deliver Labour Party in Cross River State?
You know, my father always told me that what comes first, is it the egg or the chicken?
Mhm.
You know, it's very tough to answer, right?
Yeah.
We don't know. If you say it's the chicken, then you say, how did the egg come about? And if you say it's the egg, then you say, how did the chicken come about?
That's true.
You hear what I'm saying? And I think the focus right now is on national. Let us concentrate on the national. Once we can get the national right, every other thing will fall in place. My focus at the moment is on the national. Let's get national right. Nigeria is falling apart because the national is not right. But if we can get the national right, every other thing, believe me, will fall in place.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So during your time as Senator of the Federal Republic, which was some would say the A days, if I can use that word, or the golden days of Nigeria's democratic rebirth, 1999 to 2003, you were chairman of the Senate Committee on Security and Intelligence, and we know our country I think for the past 10 years has been under the stranglehold of insurgency, militancy, and all forms of insecurity. How do you see the fight against insecurity? And if you were to sit there for a day, what will you do different?
It won't be easy, but it can be done. Across this country, we still have people who love this country dearly. We have retired military officers across this country, retired policemen across this country, Air Force officers, and majority of them are highly intelligent. Target the security state by state. Get these retired human beings from each state, put them together, let them discuss the security of their states, and give them that responsibility. I've spoken with some behind the scene, and believe me, if you get them involved. Let me tell you something about security. Insecurity can only persist when the people involved at the grassroots fail to take action. You cannot have insecurity beside without an insider influence. So if you take it from the inside and get the people involved, it can be solved. There's a lot of mischief going on in all this thing, and we have to own up and we have to be serious. I don't think we're serious. And some people are feeding big from this insecurity. Let's face it. They want it to persist because they live on it. We should be more serious. I don't think we are serious enough.
Thank you, sir. So there are some who look at the structure, that the structure of governance has been responsible for perpetuating insecurity in this country. That because the presidential system of government does not allow room for sufficient debates. If we look at the First Republic, where we know your father was a prominent figure, which was a parliamentary system of government, and look at the current system, which is a presidential system. Do you think, in a comparative term, do you think this system and the previous system, which one do you think can best deliver on public service delivery?
It is a completely different debate altogether.
Yeah.
Which in most cases, I don't like to get myself involved in. The bottom line is the people. We, the people, Nigerians. How serious are we? We are not serious enough.
To devolve a system of government that can guarantee our
I'm not serious. It's not the government as such. It's not even the system. It's more or less an individual thing. To a larger extent,
a commitment to the nation.
a commitment to the nation. This is what is lacking more also than anything else. A Yoruba man will see himself first as a Yoruba man. A Boki man where I come from will see himself first as a Boki man. Igbo man will see himself first as an Igbo man. Hausa man, the same thing. Living the nation as an orphan. Nobody sees the nation as the driving force, and that we are all children of the nation. That commitment is lacking. That national interest is not there. We have to start from there. Once the national interest is not there, no matter the system you bring forth, it will not last. It won't work. Nigeria is not as big as many people think it is. At best, Nigeria is the size of probably Texas in the US. By flight, you can get to any part of this country within 1 hour, at most, maybe 1.5 hours from any point. That means even distance-wise, the size is not even really there. If we had good routes, assuming the type of routes that you have in Western countries, you can travel from one part of the country to any other part within 5 hours. What is lacking in this country is that the national zeal, the national interest to say, I'm a Nigerian. Before where my parents or myself come from. The national interest is not there. We have to reignite it. And this is the interest that I believe will be that you will reignite that national interest. And that's why the youth, I call on the youth. The youth, this is their time. They should rise up. The youth from across this country, northern youth, southern youth, South youths all over, come together. This is your time. Rise up, rise up, rise up.
Thank you, sir. So there's this famous quote by the late reggae artist Bob Marley, say, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. How do you see the role of education in emancipating ourselves from this, our parochial barrier, mental barrier that has held us down as a nation and transcend us into a new nationhood?
Education is very important, extremely important, because it broadens the mind.
Do you think government policy in that direction has been sufficient?
Everything boils down to the will power. I don't think so. I think it's unfortunate, but I have to say this. In this country today, people don't even really care about education anymore. People are driven by the desire to acquire wealth. Primitive acquisition of wealth. That doesn't make sense. So nobody really care about education again.
So, and in this ensuing state of mind, there's been a moral decadence. What do you think? Is there any hope, if it all be or be that is to enact or to come to enact a change? What do you think it will look like?
I think they'll get it right. You know why I say so? Personally, I believe Obi and Dati are making a sacrifice for this country. They are not saying it's my turn, but they are offering themselves to serve this country. If they don't make it, they'll carry on with their lives. It means nothing. But I can't say that about Tinubu or Atiku if they fail. So if you look at it from this perspective, you know that Obi and Dati are there because they want to serve. They give this country a new direction, especially for the youth. My emphasis is always on the youth because the future of any nation lies on the shoulders of the youth. Right now, the youths have been totally emancipated. They are nowhere. They will give the youth new hope, a brighter future, and prepare them for the leadership of this country tomorrow.
So, do you think the youth can survive another 4 years of bad leadership? And how do you see the role of Nigeria in African revival, African rebirth?
We've lost it. If this country continues like this, I feel sorry for the youth. I doubt if they can survive. I truly feel sorry for the youth. Africa, the rest of Africa used to look up to Nigeria greatly. But today, the stories they talk about Nigerians or we hear about our country are not good stories because they don't see us as serious-minded individuals. We are always looking for ways for enrichment. Quick fix. Get rich fast. We're driven. We are becoming shallow-minded as against being serious individuals. We are losing our status in Africa. We are supposed to be leaders, but we can still lead. Because the fact remains, this does not mean that we don't have serious-minded individuals here. We do. Some of the greatest brains in the world are Nigerians. No doubt about this. There's no real institution in the world across even Western countries that don't have top Nigerians working there. But we are not organized. We have to love ourselves. We have to love our country. Once we can do that, We'll make things work. We'll get it right.
Thank you so much. I have spoken so much about the Nigerian youth, and I think they owe you a depth of gratitude for even thinking about them and articulating your position so much. Uh, so looking further, there've been so much talk of the youth and women involvement in Africa. If you look at the Nigerian political climate, the women have been sidelined. Without women active participation in politics, is there any possibility of we having a balanced and benign politics and not the do or die one that we currently possess?
We can never have a balanced politics without women. You can never have a balanced situation without women. You can't talk about men and leave women aside. You cannot have men without women. The same way you cannot have women without men. We must steal the balance. Women are very good in what they are good at. We cannot forget that. And to start, they are our mothers. We owe them that responsibility. They are the ones that raise our children up. We owe them that responsibility. We have to bring them on board. So when they talk to their children will listen to them. They are the closest people to their children, let's face it. So why should we ignore them? I think they should form part of government. They have their place. Their place should be recognized and appreciated.
The 4 years or the 8 years of a Buhari presidency and so much agitation by, we know, despite the fact that Obi that year making themselves visible faces on the national political scene, they are still octogenarians and men of the Asian generation who are still holding on, are still unrelenting in their quest to dominate. Do you think the fate and plight of the youth is redeeming?
It's for the youth to stand up. They have a chance now. They can redeem it. They have a chance to redeem it through Obi and Dati.
But do they have the consciousness?
It's not a matter of being conscious, being strong, being committed. That's why we're having this interview. They have the opportunity today to turn things around in their own favor. They should seize it. They should come out en masse across the breadth of this country. North, south, east, and west. Youth, rise up. It's your time. It's your turn. Go and vote Obi Dati and restore your glory, restore your leadership position in this country. It's your time. Don't be deceived. And to start out with, if you look at the other candidates, they will tell you they have structures. And as a politician, I tell you this has been the greatest undoing of our country. Because whenever we talk structures, we talk about loyalty. So we end up getting the worst set of people in positions that are not supposed to be there because we say they are loyal. Loyalty now come before competence in this country. They tell you he's loyal, he should be there. You cannot put a round peg in a square DC hole and you expect it to fit. It won't fit. So, Obi Dati will bring back competence in this country. I'm happy that they don't have no structures, which means the entire country is their structure. And they will feature out the best people to occupy positions, which is what this country is in their need of at the moment. Competence, not loyalty. Loyalty has destroyed this country. Well, if Ashibaju gets there, he will continue.
A system of patronage.
Of course. This will destroy this country. I think we will do the same thing. But Obi and Dati will be looking for the best across the country. to fit in the various positions because they want things to work. They are not there for their personal glory. They are not there crying and saying that it's their turn. They are there because they want to serve. So we should give them. If we miss out on them this time around, I feel sorry for this country. I don't know what will become of this country, especially for the youth, man. I don't know where you run to.
So we know right now there's this the cash redesign policy, and we see Nigerians around the road going from one place to the other looking for cash. How do you see the monitoring ability or the management ability of the Central Bank of Nigeria in that regards?
The policy itself is not bad. Believe me, the policy is not bad, but it's the management that is bad. It's not being well managed. I won't tell you a lie. Why am I saying it's not bad? We are going through a country where people are piling billions of naira, hiding billions in corners. And obviously, when such money is hidden, anybody who has billions somewhere, some even fight and forget that the money is there. They have not worked for it. There is nobody who worked for the money and will just hide it because he didn't pick it. He worked for it before he came. And when you work for your money, you always put it back to the system to continue working. Directly or indirectly, it will affect lives. But money is stored.
Primitive accumulation.
Very primitive, and at the end of the day, it can only have negative effects on the country and on the people. So this policy is not bad, but implementation has been bad. Maybe it's a Nigeria factor because CBN said, they printed over 500 billion. But where is it? The banks said they gave it to the banks. Where is it? Are they trading on it? I won't be surprised because this is a Nigerian thing. We love ourselves more than we love the country. We love money. We say we love God, but we worship money. I'm sorry.
So there's been so much talk about this petroleum subsidy. It has been a recurrent issue in our country, and we know it is one of the factors that has led to controversies that have fueled, these endless queues, this recurrent phenomenon in our country right now. This subsidy controversy, which position would you take on it? Some say remove subsidy, others say keep subsidy, others say we have removed the subsidy, and subsequently they say we still have the subsidy. It is no longer an argument anymore. It's like the citizenry is lost in the ensuing cacophony.
No, but the problem is, it boils down to the Nigerian thing. It's a Nigerian factor. Are we really sincere with ourselves? Because if we were, this shouldn't be the case. We are not sincere. Everybody is looking for any way to make money.
But I see every electioneering cycle, these politicians come and tell us whatever we want to.
Everybody is looking for, and then they make promises. And so I'm a politician, but we politicians, we are known in this country. We make promises that we don't keep. We only make promises because we want to win elections. Then by the time we win the elections, all those things go on with the win.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Senator Matthew Tawo MBU. It's a pleasure to have you on our program.
That's a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. God bless.